Let's talk about the Easter Bunny, or rabbit, or hare, or ostara house, or oestreher, or whatever else linguistically got mashed up into this anthropological oddity. The earliest origins are the German Lutherans' Easter hare that basically played the omniscient role of a supernatural judge, evaluating if children were good or disobedient in behavior at the start of the Eastertide season, essentially a springtime lagomorpha Santa Claus. In the legend, the rabbit carries colored eggs, candy, and sometimes toys in its basket to the homes of good children. Some of its earliest mentionings are from the late 17th century in De Ovis Pasquilibus, or about Easter eggs. Here's where we have to get muddied a bit. You see, eggs and rabbits actually had springtime connotations separate from each other before the supernatural excuse to make kids behave came about. There is evidence that, well, for politeness' sake, I will say ancient, people had thought that hares actually laid eggs, or even went so far as to believe they were hermaphroditic and could engage in parthenogenesis, leading to a medieval art association with the Virgin Mary. And eggs were considered a meat or animal product at many times in the church's history, so abstaining from them throughout the Lenten fast, eggs became a treat when children were allowed them again, which led to decorating them. Hey, it was centuries ago, kids were easily entertained, so the eggs and the rabbits sort of blended organically. Now we have to deal with the semantics of mythology and folklore. The Easter Bunny is folklore, not mythology. Modern folklore at that. You may have heard the tale of the pagan goddess of spring, Ostara, finding a frozen bird and resurrecting it as a rabbit that laid eggs. That is folklore from the late 19th century. No recorded account of that myth can be found any earlier than 1883. That egg-giving hare hopped along to the U.S. in the 18th century with those goddesses of baked goods, the immigrants known as the Pennsylvania Dutch. The Americans picked up on that concept and ran with it from Brock's to Cadbury and good old plastic. My thoughts and opinions on the Easter Bunny. Confession time. I'm not a fan. My parents had this creepy 70s inflatable bunny when I was a kid. It terrified me. They would put it in the hallway outside my room so I wouldn't wander around at night. No, I'm not the only one carrying around a basket full of issues with this. We've all seen the pictures of terrified children with those creepy 6-foot tall shopping mall Easter bunnies. And as a lapsed Catholic, I can distinctly remember going on Easter egg hunts for eggs dyed Jesus blood red. Yeah, that's healthy and well adjusted. There will always be a syncretic blending of beliefs. I've made my peace with it. In fact, I've turned it into a hobby. But there is an element of corporate profiteering with modern syncretism, and adding mammon to the mix of rebirth motifs is a level of perverse that makes giant egg-laying rabbits seem plausible and pious in comparison.